In fact, people have told me that I'm happy all of the time. You can probably see me singing or smiling or dancing or cartwheeling in a teacher's bookshelf. Sorry, not him. But I do think that I am sort of an expert on happiness. So I'll tell you one thing right now. Happiness is a scam. In fact, there's so many people that will tell you what they think about happiness. Choose happiness, strive for happiness, make yourself happy. The world is obsessed with it. You could probably ask somebody, what is your goal in life? And they'll tell you it's to end up happy. But they probably won't achieve their desired result. This is because of two main reasons. One, we don't really know what happiness is. And two, even once we do know, we're not quite sure how to get it. Now let me clarify. The goal of this speech is not to be sad, but to reframe how we look at happiness. In fact, I believe that once we dive into the definition of happiness, it's very easy to understand. The Oxford English Dictionary defines happiness as an instance of pleasure or contentment. This is where we reach our first issue. Happiness is circumstantial. You cannot guarantee if you will be happy because it's based on aspects outside of your control. So let's look at a different word. Joy. Joy is defined as a source or a cause of delight. Joy and happiness are not the same thing. Joy is solid and firm and can be held in your hands in the midst of tragedy. Happiness will just slip through your fingers, but joy lasts. So, now that we've defined what happiness is, it's easy to see why you should strive for it. And okay, I pulled a classic bait switch on you, using synonyms to try to draw you in. But what if I told you this isn't just my personal opinion, but actually backed by science? Psychologist Martin Seligman has adapted the perma theory of happiness, saying that you need these 5 things in order to truly be happy. That includes positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. You cannot have one without the other, and all 5 must be involved to achieve true joy. But look at that first word, positive emotion. This is where we reach our predicament. Positive emotion is what we strive for. We aim to feel good all the time. But it's not sustainable. We see it as the finish line instead of the starting line. And I think one thing to say about it. Stop. Stop trying to feel good. And start trying to be good. And of course, I'm sure you didn't want to sit through another TED talk about how teenagers today are this and that, and how if they could only do these little things, they'd truly be happy. But if you really knew it, wouldn't you change? There has to be a reason for all the stigma. We're the most anxious generation to date. I don't think the issue is in lacking desire. We all desire to feel joy. But rather, we don't have the knowledge of how to practically engage with these joyful habits. We want to change, but aren't sure how without making happiness this unable to grasp, very elusive thought. I'm hoping today to show you the PERMA model and teach you how to use all 5 of these aspects to achieve lasting, sustainable joy. To start off with, positive emotion. Positive emotion is defined by the National Library of Science as including subjective instances of happiness, hope, joy, and satisfaction. Again, this is important. We need positive emotion to get those chemicals in our brains that make us get through the day. If we never felt positive emotion, we wouldn't have any motivation. I'm not saying you should not strive for positive emotion. In fact, you should look for it. But once you find what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, follow it, dive into it, use it as a jumping off point to get even deeper, to get more engaged. Which brings us to our next point, engagement, which is defined as an element that represents flow. Engagement refers to focus, interest, or absorption in an activity. Absorption. I love that word. It's important to be so absorbed into something it takes up your whole brain space. But today, it's easy to just try to get activities on a checklist. Stop trying to do things to look good on paper. Get involved because you love it. Colleges don't care how many items you have on your list. Neither should your parents, teachers, or peers. What matters is that you have the flame inside of you. If it needs a spark to move forward. Get engaged, whether it's soccer, or art, or shopping. Anything that makes you go. Dive into that and keep going. And that will keep you from killing time, which just wastes precious mental and physical energy. Next, we have relationships. Relationships is defined as in closeness within connection with family, friends, or colleagues. These relationships are important throughout a person's lifespan and well-being. Relationships are what keep us going. We're the most connected generation in history, yet the loneliest. And though it sounds cliche, it's probably true. And it's not because online connection is poor, but rather it cannot be our only source. I've longed for the days when we could talk in hallways. Now we're sitting in doctors' offices and subways or libraries, scrolling on the weather app to try to look busy. Strike up a conversation. It's easy. And the only thing stopping you is pride. You might say it's insecurity, but it's really the prideful idea that you might not be received well. Drop it and just focus on making these connections. You won't regret it. Another way to combat that pride in relationships is to bring back servant-hearted friendships. Do something for the ones you care about. Show them that they're important to you. The only way to achieve true happiness in relationships is by pouring into, so you can be poured into. We then have meaning. Meaning is the belief or membership in something larger than oneself. It may be derived from religion, spirituality, or advocacy. Find your be good mentality. Don't base your pursuits on your mood. When you only focus on your feelings, nothing truly gets done. Find a rule or a guideline. Personally, for me, I follow Nehemiah 8:10, which is the joy of the Lord is my strength. Because again, I said that people say I'm always happy, but I've gone through intense loneliness and sadness, just like everyone else. Only when you search into your soul, you find your reason for being, are you able to achieve that true joy. Sit alone in silence. I don't just mean put down your phone, put away your music, take out your AirPods, and just any sort of media whatsoever. Find a sense of loneliness just for a second, so you can learn not to feel lonely when you're alone. Having that membership is being larger than yourself gives you values to strive by, not just feelings. And then finally, we have accomplishment. Accomplishment is defined as the pursuits that occur throughout life for the sake of winning. And I love to win. But if you put your hope in it, it leads to failures. You can't guarantee that happiness can be at circumstantial. Don't assume happiness is based on these, because accomplishment is based on blood, sweat, and tears. But it's worth doing. My friend is a runner, and I always tease her for going on long runs and suffering. And she always says, you feel so good after. And I never quite got it until researching this. I realize now that doing hard things can be anything whatsoever. Putting away the dishes, going through your classes, turning in assignments on time are things to be accomplished by. Accomplishment doesn't mean defining your success in the world's standards, but just finding a piece of success in yourself and finding joy and satisfaction in it. So, to conclude, I'd like to say that these 5 facets are what make you be good. Stop asking the question of, what is the easiest high? How can I get through the day just to get through the day? That's not where true happiness occurs. Find what is worth doing. Use practical steps, like going outside for 10 minutes, calling a friend, writing things down. They're small actions, but small actions lead to habits, which lead to true happiness. And again, let me remind you that happiness and joy are not the same thing. In order to be truly